ABHYUDAY tuition classes, class 9 English, unit 8, a day in the life of an Indian fighter pilot. Let's have a look on pre-task 1 and 2. Recite and understand the message of the poem with the help of your teacher. Due to brave hearts, brave souls, the brave and the bold, who braved the enemy and braved the cold, we attained freedom. What should we do to retain this freedom? To remain free should be our goal, to remain free. Free should be our souls. Free from the fear of doubt, free from the reel of or rout, free from the fear of loss, free from the fear of effect and cause, free to thank each one who made us free, each one who created history. Let's remember each one who sacrificed his being to attain and retain our freedom. Now, write 5 sentences to show your respect and gratitude for the soldiers. Second, read the information about the Indian Air Force badges and strips. Like the first one is for Air Chief Marshal, the second is for Air Marshal, the third one is for Air Vice Marshal, fourth one is Air Commander, the fifth Group Captain, sixth Wing Commander, seventh Squadron Leader, eighth Flight Lieutenant, and the ninth Flying Officer. Now let's have a look on date, May 21st. It is 5 o'clock on a cold February morning. Wing Commander K.S. Suresh steps into a staff car that will take him to an airbase of India's western sector. The black car passes through barrack type houses and stops at an Air Force security gate. A uniformed guard recognizes Suresh and salutes him smartly. Behind the gate stand MiG of AIF, that's it, Indian Air Force squadron, each under a different commander. K.S. Suresh, called as Cookie, commands 321st Squadron. At 5:20 am, Cookie is in flight planning room. There are maps and identification charts on the walls. Today's order for Cookie is an airstrike at Batala, Punjab at 7 am, and he will lead a 2-plane formation against enemy 7th Armored Brigade of hostile country. This mission is assigned by command headquarters. Wartime conditions are practiced as actually as possible. On this day, Cookie is too busy to worry about the risk. He calls the meteorological officer to get the weather report. Thick clouds at 550 meters, visibility 5 kilometers, a haze at 400 meters, west wind at 15 km per hour, and slight air disturbance. Now, marker pens, rulers, protectors, and compasses are waiting for him on a long wooden table. Cookie takes out a map from the shelf and chalks out the path and speed of the plane. In 1 hour, the mission is planned. Then he goes to another room and discusses the target with an enemy officer. Squadron leader Bundle Aka Tyagi is present there. He is Cookie's wingman on the trip. During these exercises, rank means nothing. Only 20 minutes are left before engine starting time. Cookie grabs helmet, oxygen mask and headset and walks to the servicing station. There he examines from certifying that every part in the plane has been checked. Then he walks around the plane to check the leaks, loose panels, and pins. There are none, so he climbs into his seat, connects his oxygen supply and radio. Next, he pulls out a safety pin from the seat and then becomes live. If he pulls the cord, the seat with a parachute will rocket 200 meters out of the aircraft in less than a second. Finally, the last compulsory check for before takeoff, and it is called TEF-LOF. Trim, air pressure, air brakes, ailerons, flaps, fuel instruments, oxygen, hydraulics and pneumatics. Now he begins to taxi, and on the runway, wingman Tyagi joins him in another MiG-21, which is a single-seater fighter plane. Takeoff permission received, and two pilots accelerate the runway. Their wings tips are just some centimeters apart, and they lift off at 360 km per hour and soon climb up and get 950 km per hour. It is 6:45 am, 15 minutes before their time on target. At 6:55 am, they reach their first checkpoint, a village named Mrithal, down on the earth. Cookie begins to time his target. As they rise up to 450 meters, Tyagi's plane rocks violently due to air bumps. "A bit bumpy here," says Tyagi on radio. "Breakfast may come up before the bomb goes down," Cookie jokes. Two hunters appear far to the right as enemy planes, and they turn away and vanish. There are clouds all around. The earth has disappeared too. The MiGs are fast approaching the target. Now both the planes drive below the clouds. Their planes are flying lower. Cookie sees the target, an enemy tank, and he released the bomb. This is a perfect opportunity to rehearse attack procedure and bomb aiming. At the time of firing, automatic camera capture the action. The two planes circle, then come down on another target, a breach. There is a strong wind, therefore they release the bombs earlier but with accurate calculation. "We have got it right," they say. "Visibility has become rods, and let's go home," says Cookie. Back at the base, they report to the army man. He admires them. "Commanders, your plane were in the right place at the right time, and you have given effective support to the army." Like every Indian fighter pilot, Cookie Suresh does several hundred hours of flying in a year, generally 2 daytime flights and 1 night sortie. This means that more than half of his working hours are devoted to flying, mission planning and reporting. For the rest of time, 41-year-old Cookie is an attack instructor, an air combat leader, and a teacher of accurate weapon delivery techniques. He also says that although pilots in his squadron maintain this proficiency, and every few years a pilot is rested for a year or 2 years at a desktop. The wing commander of 321 Squadron K. Suresh is proud of AIF, Indian Air Force, and so is Indian Air Force. By Paul Watched in Reader Digest, 75 selection years of articles. Glossary: Barrack, a building for soldier to live in. Protectors, an instrument used to form a semicircle. Vanish means disappear. Recognizes means to be able to identify. Compass means device to find direction, like Hoka Yantra. Release means set free, goes. Identification means process of identifying. Procedures means order of way of doing things. Hostile means showing strong dislike or enmity. Ailerons means hanged part of a wing of an aircraft. Accurate means free from error. Assigned means give someone something to do. Hydraulics means of water moving through pipes. Squadron, a unit of an air force. Pneumatic means operated by an air under pressure. Opportunity means a chance. Visibility, the distance you can see. Combat means fighting between armed forces. Takeoff means start to fly. To taxi means to move slowly along the ground before taking off or after landing. Desk job means a piece of furniture like table with drawers where you sit to read, write or work. Chalk out means make a sketch of. Proficiency means ability to do something well because of training and practice. Haze means fog, means ધુમ્મસ. Meteorology means હવામાન શાસ્ત્ર. Meteorological officer means હવામાન ખાતાનો અધિકારી. વિદ્યાર્થીઓ, આ સાથે તમારી પાસે એક એક્સ્ટ્રા લિંકમાં તમને ભારતીય વાયુદળ એટલે કે ઇન્ડિયન એરફોર્સની અંદર જેટલા પણ મહત્ત્વના યુદ્ધવાહકો છે એટલે કે ફાઇટર પ્લેન્સ છે તેની એક અલગથી લિંક તમને આપી છે, જેમાં તમે આ પ્રકારની વિગતો જે છે એ જોઈ શકશો અને જાણી શકશો. તો આપેલ લિંક જે છે એ જોવાનું ન ચૂકશો અને ખાસ પાઠ જે છે એકવાર વ્યવસ્થિત વાંચી લેશો, સમજી લેશો, જેથી તમને અંગ્રેજીના યુનિટમાં ખ્યાલ આવી જાય કે કયા કયા ફંક્શન્સ છે, શું ગ્રામેટિકલ સ્ટ્રક્ચર આપણે આ પાઠમાં જોવાનું છે, જેથી આપણને તેની પ્રેક્ટિસ જે છે મહત્ત્વની બની રહે. વિડીયો એકવાર ફરીથી શરૂઆતથી અંત સુધી જોઈ લેશો અને લિંક તમને જે સાથે આપેલી છે એ પણ જોવાનું ન ચૂકશો.